Jaguar, not just a car brand, a statement. Every model stands for power, elegance, and speed perfectly balanced together. Today, we're counting down the top 10 Jaguar cars of all time. Some earn their place with performance, others with pure luxury and timeless style. Some ruled the racetrack, others ruled the streets. Maybe you've seen some of them before, maybe you even own one, or maybe you're about to discover a Jaguar you never knew existed. So buckle up, because this is Car Anchor, and these are the top 10 Jaguar cars of all time. Alright, we're starting our list with number 10, the Jaguar X-Type. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. The X-Type? Really? But hear me out, this car deserves a spot here. Back in the early 2000s, Jaguar needed something fresh, something to bring new, younger drivers into the brand. They couldn't just rely on luxury sedans for the elite anymore, so they came up with the X-Type. Smaller, cheaper, but still with that Jaguar attitude. And sure, purists complained. They said it's just a Ford with a Jaguar badge, but you know what? That's not fair, because when you got behind the wheel, it felt like a Jaguar. The leather, the wood, the vibe. Everything inside whispered class. It wasn't trying to break records, it was trying to make you feel special, and it did. It had all-wheel drive, a smooth V6 engine, and that typical British calmness. No drama, just confidence. If you drove one back then, you remember how different it felt compared to other cars in its price range. It wasn't loud, it wasn't flashy, it was cool. The X-Type wasn't perfect, but it had a purpose, to make Jaguar more accessible, and in that mission, it totally succeeded. It helped Jaguar survive a tough era and attract a new audience, and today, it's starting to get that forgotten gem respect. People are realizing it was better than they thought, so yeah, it's not the fastest or the prettiest, but it's the car that quietly kept Jaguar alive when it mattered most. That's why number 10 on our list goes to the Jaguar X-Type. Number 9 on our list is the model that reborn Jaguar, the Jaguar XF. When it launched in 2007, it completely erased the image of that classic old Jaguar from everyone's mind. Jaguar wasn't boring anymore, it was cool again. This car changed the brand's direction. Strict lines, a lowered roof, digital displays, even that famous rotary gear knob. It was all Jaguar saying, we're ready for the future. But it wasn't just the design that made the difference. The XF was a pure pleasure to drive too. The steering was crisp, the suspension balanced, and the engines powerful. That V6 and V8 sound is still in your ears. It challenged the BMW 5 Series and Mercedes E-Class and topped the driving pleasure category in most tests. The XF put Jaguar back in the race. Today, it remains modern, still powerful, and still full of character. Without this car, there would be no F-Type or I-PACE. So, number 9, Jaguar XF, the Jaguar that resurrected the brand. Alright, number 8 on our list, the Jaguar XJ. The car of kings, prime ministers, and movie stars. This wasn't just a luxury car, it was British luxury. When it first hit the road in 1968, it looked nothing like its rivals. While other luxury sedans were boxy and boring, the XJ was elegant, low, and confident. That long hood, that sleek roofline, it had attitude, and the moment you sat inside, you felt it. The comfort, the quiet, the craftsmanship, everything screamed refinement. It didn't need to show off, it had presence. But don't let the calm fool you, this car had power. Under the hood, those V8 and V12 engines gave it real muscle. It could cruise like a limo or move like a sports car when you wanted. Then came the 2000s, and Jaguar reinvented it again. Lightweight aluminum body, new tech, digital interior. The old charm, but now with a modern edge. You didn't drive an XJ to be noticed, you drove it because you already were. Even though it's no longer in production, its DNA still runs through every modern Jaguar. That's why number 8 goes to the Jaguar XJ. Number 7 on our list is the moment Jaguar roared back, the Jaguar XKR. By the late 90s, Jaguar was no longer just an elegant brand. With this car, it declared, we still know speed. Underneath was a 4.0-litre supercharged V8. It accelerated from 0 to 100 km per hour in about 5 seconds, its exhaust note captivating the streets. That engine sound made you smile every time you revved the gas. But it wasn't just about speed, the XKR's power was combined with elegance. Inside, there was still leather, wood, and comfort, the true Jaguar spirit. But this car wasn't built for lounging, it was built for driving. The steering was precise, the suspension balanced, and it possessed a confidence-inspiring poise in the corners. In other words, it was both noble and aggressive, a true British muscle car. The new generation XKR, which arrived in 2006, took things to the next level. Sharper, more aggressive, and boasting over 500 horsepower in the XKRS version. Now, Jaguar was once again taken seriously in the performance arena. This car wasn't just fast, it had character. It combined beauty, power, and confidence. So, number 7, Jaguar XKR -- Alright, number 6, the Jaguar D-Type, the car that turned Jaguar into a racing legend. Back in the 1950s, Jaguar wasn't just building cars for the road, they were chasing victory on the track, and the D-Type delivered. Between 1955 and 1957, it dominated Le Mans, 3 wins in a row. That's not luck, that's engineering perfection. It had a lightweight body, incredible aerodynamics, and that iconic fin behind the driver's seat, pure racing DNA. But what made it special wasn't just the trophies, it was the way Jaguar built it. Smart, simple, focused. Everything was designed for speed and stability, yet it still looked beautiful, like a sculpture in motion. The D-Type wasn't just fast, it was fearless. It survived dangerous races, brutal conditions, and still came out on top. It showed the world that Jaguar could go head-to-head with Ferrari and Mercedes and win. And even today, every performance Jaguar carries a piece of that spirit. The F-Type, the I-PACE, even the Project 8, they all trace back to this car. So yeah, number 6 goes to the Jaguar D-Type. We're hitting number 5, and come on, you knew this one was coming. The Jaguar E-Type isn't just a car, it's a legend. Even Enzo Ferrari called it the most beautiful car ever made. When it hit the road in 1961, it blew everyone's mind. Long hood, low stance, smooth curves, it looked fast even when parked. But this wasn't just about style, it had the performance to match. A straight 6 engine, over 150 miles per hour top speed, that was supercar territory back then. It was sexy, fast, and actually affordable compared to its Italian rivals. That made it the dream car for a whole generation. The E-Type captured the spirit of the 60s, freedom, style, and speed. It wasn't just driven, it was worshipped. And here's the best part, even decades later, every Jaguar designer still looks back at it for inspiration. Its DNA lives in the F-Type, the I-PACE, everything. That's why number 5 goes to the Jaguar E-Type. Alright, number 4, the Jaguar F-Type. If the E-Type was the legend, this is the rebirth. Jaguar brought back the emotion, the sound, the raw feeling of driving, and turned it up to 11. The F-Type hit the scene in 2013 and instantly reminded everyone why Jaguar mattered. It looked incredible, short, wide, powerful, and when that engine started, it didn't purr, it roared. From the V6 to the monstrous V8, every version had one goal: make you feel alive behind the wheel. It's fast, loud, and unapologetically dramatic, exactly what a modern Jaguar should be. But the F-Type isn't just about speed, it's about that connection, that just one more drive feeling you can't explain. Every curve, every rev, every shift, it talks to you. It's proof that Jaguar didn't lose its soul in the modern era, it evolved it. So yeah, number 4 goes to the Jaguar F-Type, the modern cat with the heart of a classic. Here we go, number 3, the Jaguar XJ220, the supercar nobody expected. In the early 90s, Jaguar shocked the world by building something that could outrun Ferraris and Lamborghinis. And it actually did. Under the hood sat a twin-turbo V6 pushing over 540 horsepower. Top speed, a mind-blowing 217 miles per hour, making it the fastest production car in the world at the time. But the XJ220 wasn't just about speed, it was a statement. Jaguar proved it could play in the same league as the big names, but with that signature British class. Sure, it was expensive, sure, it stirred controversy, but when you saw it in motion, that long, sleek body, the turbo hiss, the power, it was pure drama. It wasn't perfect, but it was unforgettable. The XJ220 was the moment Jaguar proved it could be wild, ambitious, and fearless. That's why number 3 goes to the Jaguar XJ220. Coming in at number 2, we've got the Jaguar I-PACE, the car that proved Jaguar can evolve without losing its soul. When the I-PACE dropped in 2018, people didn't expect much. An electric Jaguar? Really? Then they drove it, and everything changed. The I-PACE hit 0 to 100 in under 5 seconds with nearly 400 horsepower, all from silent electric motors. It wasn't just quick, it felt instant, smooth and powerful. No gears, no noise, just pure torque and precision. And here's what made it special. it still felt like a Jaguar. Sharp steering, balanced handling, and that elegant design. This was no copy of Tesla or Porsche. It was unique. The I-PACE didn't just join the EV world, it won awards, took on the big players, and came out swinging. It showed that performance, luxury, and sustainability can coexist. That's why number 2 goes to the Jaguar I-PACE, the car that proved silence can still roar. Alright, here it is, number 1, the Jaguar F-Type SVR, the absolute beast of the lineup. This is the car that takes everything Jaguar has ever learned, speed, beauty, noise, and pushes it to the edge. The SVR isn't subtle, it's loud, proud, and built to make your heart race. With a 5.0-litre supercharged V8 throwing down 575 horsepower, it rockets from 0 to 100 in just over 3 seconds. That's supercar territory, but wrapped in Jaguar class. You don't drive this car quietly, you announce your arrival. Every downshift cracks through the air like thunder. Every curve feels sharp, confident, alive. And yet, it's still elegant. That's what makes it special. It's not wild for attention, it's wild with purpose. Luxury meets chaos, and they get along perfectly. The F-Type SVR is proof that Jaguar can build a car that thrills your senses and still looks like art. It's everything the E-Type dreamed of becoming, just louder, faster, and meaner. That's why number 1 goes to the Jaguar F-Type SVR. And that's it, the top 10 Jaguar cars of all time. So, which Jaguar would you take home? Drop your pick in the comments and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next ranking. Because next time, we're taking on another legend. New brand, new battle, and maybe your dream car will be there. This is Car Ranker, where cars aren't just ranked, they're remembered.